Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a little propagating and also, as I mentioned in one of my other previous videos, I'm going to propagate maybe one node off of each one. It all depends on how she looks when I pull them out, but I'm going to propagate those in probably water more than likely, and I'm going to try and reroute these. From the angle, you probably can't really tell, but during one of the seasons changing, I think it was maybe fall going into winter, and here in Georgia, in my area especially, um, the heart of Georgia, it typically rains a lot, and towards each season changing, and some kind of way from transitioning her, them, into the house after that horrible cold rain. It did some damage to her and she stopped growing. Some of the leaves started to fall off. I had some rush damage as well, which I think I've got under control, but she's in a pretty nice sized pot. Also, down in here, I don't know if I mentioned, but there's a philodendron red emerald, I think is what it's called. I have to double check on that. And then I also have a Macaulay spinal with a philodendron Prince of Orange. And then there's another small plant down here in the front that hopefully I can save. You probably can't see her, but it's a begonia. Long story short, um, my eldest dog, first plant ever, it was just a shocker. He ate it. I mean, I don't know why, but it was just random. It was the begonia. I think it's begonia withering coochie, or something like that. But I had finally got her growing real good, and that happened. So I'm going to try and get her out of here as well, and more than likely I'm going to put her here in my container here with, of course, my spag, and grow her that way. And up here you can see, I'm not sure what happened to her. I'm going to see, can I insert a video or maybe a picture that I have of what they looked like before. Also with my collection of these young ladies here, which will be my Swiss cheese plants. I have the wide leaf, and the here's a wide leaf form, and also tucked in here are the narrows as well. There's a narrow leaf one. There's also a narrow leaf one. But again, I'm pretty sure I did this when I kind of tried to force them into the pot together. They were separate in hanging baskets, but I tried to put them together and they were already root bound. So I think I may have disturbed the roots a little too much, because even as you can see here, there are barely any roots left, and you can tug them and they pop right out. So I will be doing some trimming on these here. I might take all the leaves off. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, I'm going to cut up. And then they also caught a bad case of thrip. Um, the ones that I call are like, I call them plant fleas. Those are the ones that jump or Yeah, they jump. Basically, what I was seeing. And they, of course, terrorize your plants just about any other plant pest. So I'm going to be cutting her up as well and using my Lucky Spag and another container. So more than likely I'm going to have another big batch of nodes growing. I was going to try to keep them separate, but um, honestly it really doesn't matter, just because you probably can't tell them a difference when they are growing up, but once they start to mature, as you know, you will see a big difference from the leaves themselves. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Um, let's work with the hardest one first. I think it would be these here, just because I have to cut them and also clean them, and then get my spag ready to put them in as well. Then I also have my spray bottle of cleaner. I'm going to see, can I insert a picture of what kind of cleaner I use. It works pretty good for me. Haven't had any problems out of it, but let's go ahead and get started here. So I don't know if you can see, but barely tugging on this and it's coming right up, which lets me know that there is some, or has been some kind of root damage. Look at this. It comes right out, and as you can see, there is some root damage just because of the size of the stem. It doesn't match what was growing underneath, and also there's a lot of wilting and dead roots. So she did have some root issues. More than likely, with me being heavy-handed, didn't help with these plants that really don't need as much water. But I will keep these here, the parts that have the roots on them, just because it'll make it a lot easier for them to start the rerooting process in water. And also when it's time for me to do my magic pole that I love to put my plants on, this will be a great specimen for me. Instead of growing them like in a container and spreading out, as I stated before, if you stick them on a pole and have them going straight up, it gives you more space to work with when getting more plants. So what I'm going to do is cut this guy to about maybe this last node right here. As you can see, there is maybe close to 10 to 15 nodes just on this one plant or vine itself. But like I said, I'm going to use it for the starter of the grow pole that I want to put it on. So I'm going to cut it right, let's go right below. Yeah, so we're gonna cut it about here. That way, big difference. Of course, this is a great starting point to use once you're starting to get your plants, to train them to go up a trellis or a pole um, whatever you want to do with it. But let's keep it moving. And also, with the ones that are going inside the spag container, they will lose their leaves. I thought about keeping them on there and use a bigger container, but I'll just start them fresh so that way, again, it's a lot easier for me to train them. So of course, this leaf goes in. If you check this here out, yeah, each of these nodes, I don't know if you guys can see it just because of that, my ring light, but each node has a new growth point coming out of it. So if I wanted to, I could literally just cut each one into nodes and use it that way. Let's slide this over here. There we go, and work it this way. So that way, as I was saying, I could cut these up into pieces and do it that way, but I don't want that many little bitty nodes to actually look after. But knowing these with the growth points, they will follow roots behind them. So the only thing I would have to do at that point, if I wanted to separate them and arrange them in a certain way, is just cut in between those with the area roots, of course, growing from the bottom, and it will give you new plants as well. Again, here's another piece. Wide leaf form. This comes right out with no problem. And it shouldn't do that at all. Unless it was just rooted. And with these, I can tell you they weren't just rooted. And with some of these, you can tell that they weren't doing as good. As I said before, you really don't see any white roots. I see maybe one here, so it was trying to recover, but as I said before, it got hit with a couple of pests that just wouldn't let go. So of course, the foliage just unfortunately has to go. But what I'm going to do is, you guys, we're going to fast forward some of this just because it's going to take a little while, and I didn't want the video to be as long, but yeah, let's get started. And another one. has a nice little root system on it, but yeah. Pop right on it. Yeah, water. All these roots. Yeah. This is what's supposed to be in the root ball. Look at this. It's just falling off. Roots. Yeah. This one looks a lot better. Well, root wise looks a lot better. These actually smell, my root smell. All these cells, but look a lot better. But even though it should be a lot more. As you can see, just by the top foliage. Okay guys, as you can see, I'm finished. We just use a lot heavier, it took way longer. But unfortunately, this is all that's left of my split leaf, platform, Swiss cheese, I'm sorry. And here also was left of my narrow leaf, I'm sorry, Swiss cheese. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and add this back to my container so I can start cutting up my nodes. Okay. Slide that over there. Okay, I'll try not to use as much in here because it's really not needed. Okay, so let's add the rest of this back in here. I'm gonna use a little water that I have here to make sure this is hydrated. There's a thin layer down here. I also have a container of water right here so I can do some rinsing off as well. But it was mostly for these guys here. But since I do have some roots, I would like to wash them off. Wash some of the excess dirt off of them before you're sticking them into your container. Also, why I have been treated with a little of this detergent soap as well, just to help kill some of the unwanted or unnecessary bacteria. Alright, so this is going to take a little long. We'll be a long time, so I'm going to fast forward and see you guys in a couple seconds. So, finally finished the cuttings from the narrow leaf form. I did keep a few leaves, but all of these will sprout in due time, and I will have to figure out what to do with them all. Now on to the wide leaf form. I don't know, guys, I'm still a little disappointed that most of my root system is rotted out. Now with these, since for me, living in Georgia, they are hard to come by. The wide leaf form, the narrow form, I've seen in limited places now, but the wide leaf form, yeah. I'm so happy when I found her. She was so pretty, but you know, things happen, so yeah. You wouldn't believe me, but it's about 3, maybe 4 o'clock now in the morning, and guess who's up planting? Which I don't mind, because even if the camera wasn't here, this is usually what I'm doing. some more. A lot more, actually. Probably about right here. This will be cut up as well. So, since the wide leaf, as I said, is a lot harder for me to find, I'm going to grow these a little bit different, but in the same aspect, and also using my trusty sphagnum moss. And so when I get through with those, they are going inside of my grow tent. And so I have more space. I'm going to put my extra naked nodes. I'm going to keep this one since it already has the growth on it. But put my naked nodes. I'm going to keep them long and not cut them and just stick them down in here with the narrow leaf form. And now we are through with this cut and prop of my narrow leaf and wide leaf form. So what I'm going to do now, I need to go and I think I forgot a pot to put these in, but I'm going to arrange these in a pot as well. And I will be right back. Alright guys, I've made it back. I have my trusted green pot here, of course. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that green is my favorite color. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put a little of the spag down in the pot just to give it a little base. You guys will learn very quickly that I love spag. Also guys, this will be a lengthy video, so I'll have to cut some of it down, but there will be a part 2 of this because I still have to do hair. And as I said earlier, it's pretty late, but I did want to get this out of the way. So what I'm going to do now is using my spray here. I have toweled out here on the floor, you probably can't see, but I'm going to spray it out. You know, a lot easier. I'll do this way. And I'm spraying these again to make sure all the pests are gone. And also, this is going into one of my grow tent with my rare to uncommon plants. And I most definitely don't want any kind of pest in there, especially coming from another plant. So, as you're probably seeing, I've just sprayed these all with my little pesticide. And what I'm going to do is place them in here. And then I'm going to adjust them in a way that they actually look okay and are in a pretty good growing position. Because this pot will be filled with spag, of course. Stick this there. 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 Okay. I think I'm gonna hit it. Alright, so let's turn it up a little to have them all down as far as I can and as far as they should be. Let's see, can I pull this down a little bit more? There we go. Okay, I think I have these positioned to where I'm going. And then what I'm going to do next is just a nice thing. So we're going to take this up just because once I soak it down in this water, most of the stag will kind of press itself down, kind of mold itself to whatever it's in. So when that happens, it also exposes some of the roots. And with this one, I mean, she looks a little rough, but I'm pretty sure I can get her back to good working conditions. All right. Okay. Now I am officially finished. I'm not sure if this one's going to make it. As you can see, it is a little yellow, but there is a healthy stem and a pretty good little root system on them. She will be going inside of my grow tent, so she will have a better chance at recovering. I sprayed her, and I might spray it once again before I put it in there, just to ensure that everything is going. But yeah, guys, I'm finally through. There we go. I am finally through. Here again are the cuttings. Of the narrow leaf form, and I also have here rerooting the wide leaf form. There will be a part 2 to this video. Thank you for coming back and watching the video. I will see you guys tomorrow with another video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and also leave a comment down below. I will see you guys later. Bye.